Yeah, that's tough. Howdy. Pretty good. How are you? Yeah, we have a few things on it, yeah. Jith, when I did my calculation, I got a wild number. So I need to compare notes with you, but we'll do that today. Yes, I did. Sure. feel like we're ready? All right. All right, we're live. So today, it's April 21st. Our term ends October 12th. So making good time for the Treasury Tracker. 684,000 in the DAO Treasury Wallet per PIP 1 and 53,000 per PIP 23, the Ecosystem Fund. For the 5% Ecosystem Fund limit, what number did you come up with, Jith? The top up amount. How much did you come up with? The top up amount, so the 20%. Do you get what I'm saying? $271 million. Okay. Okay. I came up with my original number was much higher, but I came up with 45 million after I figured out what I did wrong with my 20% calculation. So I think you and I'll just make my formula known to you so that we can figure out how each of us came up with something different. Mine was much lower. Okay, I was just seeing if we come up with the right number or the similar number. All right. Well, I'm just gonna put mine in the chat, and we'll see. Because what I did was I used the current amount of 1.1 billion Atlas in the Dow Treasury, plus the 225,000 or 225 million in the ecosystem fund. Then you take 20% of that and you minus it from the 225 million from the ecosystem fund, and that got me 45 million. I know just you had a few more things that you were accounting for, so yeah. Okay, so if I were to do this amount that you have right here, it would be 1.13 billion plus 225 million. All right, so that gives us a total of 1.3 billion. You with me? You with me so far? Okay, so 1.3 billion. Then you times that by 20%, which gives you your limit. That gives you 271 million. Okay, gotcha. So the one extra step you need to take is you have to minus that by the current amount of the ecosystem fund, because that tells you how much you need to top up to make 271 million. Oh, I gotcha. Yeah, in order to do the top up, 225 million deducted from. Yep, that's right. And I got 45 million, so it'd be yeah. Yep, yep, you got it. Okay, so we agree on that then. All right. I see. I see what you mean.
And then pop up is obviously the actual pop up flag is
Yeah, just talk about two separate things. Like, Jet, correct me if I'm wrong, but you're trying to figure out what this next dip in the pipeline, what they can get, and that's the 5% or 20%. And we're also talking about the number that we need to send to the kitchen for swags to set. We have,
I just didn't
we have, we have both.
Yeah, I think we do. I'm gonna put it in the chat. It's 45.7 million.
I added to the ecosystem fund what we're going to be putting in.
Isn't it technically still there though? Or did we get it all transferred to our multi-sig? That's right. Never mind.
That's in the multi. That's why I didn't. Okay. Because we didn't transfer that money over, so.
Oh, all right. I don't think I counted for that. Okay. Okay. I put the calculation of how much the top up amount was according to mine. And I'm using the numbers you see right in front of you. All right. So there's some transactions we haven't yet done. I'm good either way. My stance is that whatever there is right now when we make the calculation, that's the amount we stick with. But I don't disagree with if we have pending transactions and we recalculate when that's made.
Yeah. What I would say. Ben's gonna queue up the transaction soonish.
Well, if we were talking about what was going to happen last week, then we would have already done it. So that's why I'm not quite so like I'll see it when I believe it, sort of thing. I'll believe it when I see it. Is what I mean. Okay. Pip tracker. We don't have anything new, do we? Morango. Talking about Star Seekers 2. Looks like it was a yes vote. Congratulations to PG. Your mobile game DAO funding proposal was passed. 13 million in order to build the mobile or finish the mobile app that he started. Okay.
That one, which one is still going? Which one's going right now?
I don't.
Yeah, nothing passed yet. It's still in voting.
Oh, no, I totally misread that. There's still 9 days left. Okay. Well, PG, keep going. You got a yes vote right now. 11 million. So we're lagging.
Okay, so we need to get the word out more.
It's at 56% yes. Okay. Sounds good. All right. What about accomplishments? Anything since the 13th? Last thing we did was pay about 6 million Atlas in PIP payments. Okay. Yeah, right before. It would have been on the Sunday the 12th. Yeah, I was just thinking about that. Why we don't have it. So vote on Friday?
It's in the kitchen. Yeah.
Oh, 5 days. I miscounted. So on the 16th, which would have been Thursday. Okay. Vote initiated for PIP 31, Star Seekers 2. Okay. That's not what I wanted. Okay, done. All right. Meeting minutes.
Put the agenda item.
That's fine. I put them in already. All right. Jith, Winston, Lanzer, Morango, Emperor. We're all here. First one was SPS PIP draft final review. Money responded with the changes. And I had thought that we agreed that we would not need to review it again. Did I remember correctly? Okay.
We just didn't put the background.
Oh,
Somebody needs to edit. I don't know if anyone else did.
okay. I did, but I don't get to vote because of the conflict of interest. Okay.
We just need to get the
I'd say no. I'd say no because we don't know what it is, especially when I just calculate it and we still think we might need to adjust it again for the pending payments. I say just go for it. Yeah, it doesn't seem like it's going to be that much. And it's made, the way it's made is you can click the three little dots and say copy text. It was built so that it doesn't use automatic formatting. The formatting that it uses should be directly transferable into Markdown. I made sure of that. Do you get what I mean, Jeff? Yeah, when you click the three little dots and say copy text, it should be, you shouldn't have to modify too much. Yeah, but when you put it in though, you have to get the markdown it before you PDF it. Oh, have you? Okay, gotcha.
It's more of it gives a trying to
Yeah, it would require a little bit of finagling. It still works. It's just you got to click a few extra buttons, and yeah, it's a little bit more complicated. Okay.
However you want to.
Yeah, Jith. However you want to do it. All right. I made that update on the meeting minutes. Next up is Dowcasters. What was that name? Sleeka? Am I spelling that right? Okay, cool. All right. Next was check up on Atom Pip. Okay. Got it. Talking about when you were talking with Lolo, Winston? Okay. Okay. All right, next. Emperor, you mentioned should we put out the high impact pip to draft? Okay. I agree. Yeah, I think that's what they meant. Okay. All right, I made note of that. Next is write specs for initial council dashboard draft. All right. Well, the only other one left is finalize top up number, which we did.
Just kind of a, we've got half hour left. So, 50, I could sit here all together and actually type it. Does anyone else have anything before we go over this one?
I got some.
You got what?
I got the Civ 4 and
Tell what the number I came up with, Jith. Okay.
number that I got in the exact same.
In current chat. I see what you mean. Yeah, we got the same number. All right, cool.
All I did,
Yeah, yeah. Okay. All right, then I think we agreed on the number then.
Can you put that in the
Okay. Yeah, I'll just copy paste it into the kitchen. I got it. Yep. Forget again. Hollis. All right.
I'm gonna go.
All right. Dunzo. Hollis. Cool. Under Iris Blessing, click claim code and then put in Polis. All caps. Oh, did you? Okay. All right. Last one on the list is write specs for initial council draft board dash. Yeah,
what do they pay, right?
the problem is the payment method, which we haven't set up with them yet. Emperor, didn't you say you already got the hosting service?
No, I just bought
Oh,
and I was able
okay.
to put up that static do that on Cloudflare.
Okay. So we have a feature list and then we have costs. So in the cost, we know we're going to reimburse the domain paid for by Emperor. And the feature list is what we need to come up with. Is this in the ideas right now? Draft ideas? Oh, did we?
Yeah, so
Okay.
it's just draft.
And oh, this is the dashboard. Okay. I
Yeah,
gotcha. Is it in draft as well?
no,
No,
that's
that's what we're
right
doing right now. Yeah. All right. So the initial outline would. What? Okay. All right. Got it. So the idea would be for it to potentially be poured over to a DAO website, appropriate bounty. Wait. Oh, I see. You put on later on. Yeah. So what Bohemian posted later on about the active proposal and pipeline, the PvP numbers, pretty much our dashboard that I brief manually on this slide, and then council activity log, which would be like reports, schedules, DAO metrics, and then important links. So it's kind of like a combination of what we already have in our DAO links Discord, plus DAO reports Discord, plus this slide, the council quad, all on a website, and plus our pip tracker here. That's
And I would sat there and gamed around doing these calculations. So at any point, anyone can just go to the website and see at a glance. Like, not have to dig in there, not have to update it by the council, not have to pull it from a Google spreadsheet. Yeah, just at a glance see all kinds of
all right. So we know two right now: display of the current 5% ecosystem fund limit, and an auto calculation of the next ecosystem fund top up. There's two right there. On the list that Bohemian said, active proposals and timeline, which is basically my pip tracker. I think that's a good idea.
yeah.
Show the pip tracker
Ideally, I have that automatically updated somehow.
for the top
I
up.
don't know if it can on the active debit. So
Yeah,
basically,
yeah, it can calculate the same way I do. That someone have to like write a script. They would need to pull things, but it is possible with a developer's assistance. Mm, yeah. So these things right here, not all of it is automatically calculated, like these accomplishments. Reports published, maybe if the crawler can pull from the DAO reports channel. Atlas page should be calculatable because you can just go soul scan. PvP participated, I guess is possible because it would crawl across govern.staratlas.com. Same thing with total number of votes, average PvP, they could calculate that. PvP participation rate, yes. Average votes for PvP, yes. And then pips completed via voting, yes, that's possible too. With the supply a date, which we do every single time, January 12th. All these things are doable except for accomplishments because we manually insert those every week. I don't think the crawler would be versatile enough to do that. So as far as our features list, we should name all of these things as automatically calculated. Does anyone disagree with that? All right, so automatic calculation of SAC-3. Yeah.
Pretty awesome.
All right, so
Now,
Atlas.
one of the things that I have
True. I wrote out the feature list per using somewhat of what Bohemian put, and then drawing in the columns that we have for pip tracker and everything else. So the feature list is a pip results tracker of every pip. So that shows the yes, no votes, kind of like Evi, but in the more like pip tracker format. Then a total pip payment tracker, which shows the Atlas paid, USDC paid, the amount left, completed milestones, total milestones. Then we have an automatic calculation of the SAC-3 dashboard, which is our accomplishments, Atlas paid out, pips completed, etc. Then we have the display of the current 5% ecosystem fund limit, and then an automatic calculation of the next ecosystem fund top up that's calculated every quarter. Those are the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 features that we have. Mm-hmm. Of oh, okay, yeah, I gotcha. Okay, so DAO balance sheet would say DAO treasury wallet current amount in Atlas, current amount of Atlas and USDC. DAO treasury wallet. Do we want it to display how much it paid out in the last month or what? All right, what I wrote. I yeah. Okay. What I put is I put for the feature, it'd be our 5th feature, DAO balance sheet, which would show the wallet current amount inflow payments, outflow payments of the DAO Treasury, Ecosystem Fund, and all multi-sig wallets. I think that covers everything. Okay.
features, if anything. That's pretty. It's
Yeah. I think that's good enough right now, but I'll open up to anybody else. It's quite a bit already. I think we do the RFP method. Jith? Okay. What? Okay. What angle? What angle on mute? All right. So RFP would be a request for proposal. And all we would need to do is put out like the evaluation factors of what we would evaluate them on, and then the evaluation process. So as long as we detail those two things in the PIP itself and then put out the feature list, once that happens, we just follow the process we wrote down. We follow the evaluation factors, and then we can evaluate it here as one of our meetings. Okay. Why don't we just put it in the RFP that the winning proposer will specify how they will give us the source code. Some of them might put it on a Google Drive as a zip. Some of them might put it on their own GitHub. There's a bunch of different options that they have. All we need to do is download it. Right. They make it available to us. We download it and then we deploy it. Well, so it would have to be in like um just like what do you call it? Like a root folder for your domain. You'd have to do that anyways. Yeah. So the end result. So the end result would be a downloadable zip that contains all website files. That would be the end result. Yeah. Then we would, if we have the domain, which sounds like we do, then you would just put that in the FTP folder, unzip it, and deploy the files. Yeah, more or less. There's some finagling, but that is the overall process that most people are aware of. Yeah, I guess. I guess that's true. There might be some plugins that they require. I'm not sure. Plus all links to. Well, the only thing we don't know what we're doing just now is which domain hosting service that we have. That's the only unknown. Then we would want to put in the RFP as part of the instructions, make sure that you choose plugins that do not have like a cost or some sort of a complex dependency. I mean, only if it's WordPress, because some of those you can download from the plugin store, but a lot of these other plugins where you have to go to a specialized website, download it, then install it. Like that's where we get into trouble. Yeah, that's true. Does our domain use WordPress? What are we using? Hostinger, GoDaddy, what? Oh, Cloudflare. Okay. Yeah, I feel like we should control that outcome. Otherwise, we're gonna get some wild custom solution. So Cloudflare does not use WordPress, AI says. So that means they have I don't know what they would use, like Weebly or something. Who knows? Yeah, but it doesn't use WordPress as its offers as its oh, okay. What I'm trying to say is that we need to put it in the instructions, not to make it so complicated that it takes a wizard in order to deploy this thing. That's the basic idea. Okay. So there must be an installation and sustainment instruction manual. How about that? All right, cool. So we have our feature list. All right. Okay. For our costs, we have reimburse domain paid for by Emperor, the initial development cost quoted by proposers, monthly sustainment cost quoted by proposers. No, it sounds like he just paid for it. He said he.
Yeah, I haven't.
Yeah, so that we would put that in the cost then for this PIP. And then we put it out as a request for proposal where we specify the evaluation factors and the proposal process. All plugins must be open source and easily installable without complexity. There must be an installation and sustainment instruction manual. And the end result is a downloadable zip that contains all website files and all links to needed plugins. All right.
Next,
Well,
well, you have to.
I don't think we need that. I think we can just post it. All right, then just find out who do we ask? Swagner? All right. Then we just need to point blank ask him right now so that we don't waste more time. Oh, well, as part of the instructions, we just say the ceiling limit is the 13 million ecosystem fund limit. You'll let competition decide of all the people who are submitting proposals. Yeah, yeah, that happens all the time. Okay. I think so. Then we know we need to fix something. Well, that would be part of the risk. Well, don't assume that. Someone may want it for less than that, and that's how they win. That's what competition does. You don't have to worry about that. Yeah. I mean, we can tell them. We can say that. We wanna receive it in sealed and then unseal it publicly. Yeah, we would provide them either an email or hey DM Lanzer and whoever as our proposal receivers, and then in one of our meetings we would pull them all open. I would display like a slide like this with a table, and each table would display each of the respondents and their total amount, and everyone would see it right here. and then we would discuss the particulars. Yeah. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with saying how many people have bid so far. That's right. That's right. Okay. So this is enough right here to put in Chat GPT to churn it out. It makes no difference to me. We're way more cautious than I am. I would put this out as a proposal, and we are not bound to one hit wonders. If it doesn't work, then we don't have to go back to Pip idea. We could easily retry it if it doesn't work. Well, if you do that, then everyone's going to be voting on the winner rather than the actual RFP itself. I think they should vote on the RFP and the process, and then it gets voted. Once it gets voted, the RFP is a good idea. Then the RFP self executes. Well, at that point, the DAO is deciding on the winner rather than the RFP deciding on the winner. Then we must be talking past each other. What are you sending to vote in the PIP for the PIP? Okay, so you're not going to include the RFP details. You're just going to say, "Here's what we want to accomplish." Then what I'm saying is all those voters will then be deciding on whether or not you chose the right person rather than, and that won't be competition at that point. They'll just be like, "Hey, I like that person that you picked," or "No, I disagree with that person you picked, so therefore I'm voting no." I mean, that would be a very easy reason for them to vote because we selected for them rather than letting competition. I don't know. That's just been my experience in this world. The difference is what are they voting on? Are they voting on the rules and then after that the rules decide who wins, or are they voting on who we selected as winners? Yeah. Then you don't want to pick the winner before it goes to vote. I feel like that's going to get real squirrely real fast. No, 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 no. What in the pip that explains what the idea is will be the rules by which the winner is selected. That's what self executes. They'll see the feature list, and below they'll see the cost, and then they'll see the process. Yes, the difference is at the end of the day, if you have people vote on it before we pick the winner, then the winner we select is part of the process that the DAO already approved. People then won't be able to just renegotiate and say, "Oh, I don't like the person you picked," and then vote against you. Vote it down. So the pip is going to say, "This is the process. Here's what we chose. We're not going to tell you who we chose, but we chose someone." I suppose that's one way of doing it. Uh, I think that's true. Yeah. Yes, but the difference is they know what the rules are. They don't know at what point. It's anyone's game at that point, and that's what competition's based off of. Yeah, I just think it'll be more drama. I mean, if you really get down to it, I think in our community, if you tell them, "Hey, I picked this person, and that person was a Rome winner," it won't make a difference that that was the best one in our opinion. What people will see is it's a Rome person, and then just like in the novel one, that will color people's vote, not the fact that we picked them fairly. Yeah, that's fair. If you acknowledge it, then all we have is just a difference of opinion. I'm good either way. Mm. We can write that in as an exception. If that happens, then we have the ability to request automata accept that amount. Sure. Can we at least agree on this feature list, the costs, and the RFP process? Even if we don't. Okay. All right. Cool. You don't think it should be these things? You don't think it should be these things? Oh well, then what do you disagree about? What I wrote down? Oh, reimburse the domain costs paid for by you. Pay for the initial development quoted by the winning proposer, and pay for the monthly sustainment costs quoted by the winning proposer. Nope. No, the dollar amount is the ceiling. The ceiling is the max anyone can go, and then whoever wins based on competition, there we have it. Oh, okay. All right.
Or having the ceiling be soft instead of hard.
All right.
Because we would ideally want it to be within the ecosystem because that just makes everything easier. However, if it needs to go above the ecosystem fund, then we'll figure that out.
All right. I have SAC-3 agrees on the above. We'll table this until we can agree on whether there should be a soft or hard ceiling level, and whether the RFP should be posted with the winners selected or before the RFP is self-executed. And we will discuss that at a later time. All right. We sure did. We're so nerding out that we lost him. Wake up, Marengo. All right. See y'all.